Alrighty, y'all. How you going? We're back with a city tour. Now, this is something I wanted to do a long time ago, and this craziness of this channel with the dozens and dozens and hundreds of different things I try and do at once, this got somehow just lost in the sea of work that I'm trying to do on this channel. So quite a few months ago, we did some city overviews. I think basically on Adelaide, I did a couple, and they did really well. And I would like to do all of the major cities and then work my way into some cool videos about maybe some towns, not big cities, but some towns inland a bit, or some cool coastal towns that people don't, hear about as much as the big ones like Sydney and Melbourne and Perth. But we are going to, cover the big ones first just to get those out of the way and really see some unique things there that most people might not know about, other than the obvious things like, of course, Sydney Opera House or something. So we're starting with Melbourne in this video. This is 72 hours in Melbourne City. Here's what you need to see. And this is a video that was suggested to me through email from Emily. So Emily, thank you for that. This is from a channel called Offbeat Diaries. It'll be linked in the description down below. Please check them out. Let's go. Cool elevator inside, yeah. Melbourne Tram Network. Now public transit in, I think, Melbourne and Sydney are actually pretty decent from what I've heard. And then other cities not so great. But this is cool to see in Melbourne. I think there's generally thought to be pretty good, actually. I like the vibe here. Cool, chill, kind of silent opening. That's very clean, by the way. Very nice to see. Ooh, this aesthetic is cool. Look at that Jeep Compass. When I used to work at the Chrysler assembly plant, one of the vehicles we manufactured was that exact Jeep Compass. And as far as I know, that body style was only manufactured in Belvedere, Illinois. So that would probably near me at some point and shipped all the way down to Australia. Isn't that wild? Look at this beautiful skyline. Remember, I'm not a huge city person, but I can appreciate cities for what they are. I still like, seeing skylines and the way they're designed, cities in general. So, yeah, this is a nice skyline, I have to say, and then some nice greenery in front. It's an aesthetic shot. It looks nice, even on a cloudy day. That's how you know it's a good-looking place. You don't, in any weather scenario, it looks good. And there is the ultra-famous Flinders Street Station, right? Really iconic looking place too. Has a presence, and somehow it blends into this kind of modern city really well. Look at that. Whoa, what a sign that is. It's at like a bunch of different cities or towns. That's really interesting, or something. I don't know. I'm speaking, I could be totally wrong. Now this is cool. Like a graffiti alley. That's kind of neat. Good place for pictures. There's one like that in Boise, Idaho. I can't remember what it's called. I should know. But there was graffiti SpongeBob. The Yarra River. Ooh, that's pretty. Pretty area. Weird looking bridge in a good way. It's cool. Whoa, that's a weird building. That's connected. That's all one building. Okay, with a gap in the middle. And it looks like stairs. It actually looks like stairs. I've never seen something quite like that. Ooh, that was tall. What was that tall building with the gold on top? That was really up there. Ooh, beautiful shot. Looks even better with the blue sky. Burke Street Mall. What is this? Perfume? Boba in a perfume bottle. Whoa. That's weird. I am very, not well-versed in boba, tea culture. I didn't even really know about it till a couple years ago. My wife has it probably every once in a while. I really don't. But we've been to some cool boba places before. Tastes like any other bubble tea. Get it if you want the bottle. I mean, it is kind of cool, though. Yeah. Cool gimmick. Chinatown. Nice. It's always fun to see. That's pretty legit Chinatown. We have a police van. Oh, a Volkswagen police van. That's interesting.
The way the buildings are arranged here.
Very nice looking. Very aesthetic place, I have to say. As famous as Melbourne is, I just haven't, other than anecdotes, stories, comments, of course, you know, awesome postcards and pictures from people in mail time. I mean, those are amazing. And then, of course, books, right? But on video, so I guess I've seen a lot, but in video format, I really haven't dove into Melbourne on video, basically barely at all, for how much I've dove into, you know, Australia. Moulin Rouge. Brighton Beach. Oh, this is the Brighton Beach, yeah?
And we brought breakfast. Apple and
very famous place.
Buns from Woolworths.
Ooh, those look good.
Gonna enjoy breakfast now.
Some Woolworths hot cross buns. What were they? Apple and cinnamon?
From Woolworths.
Oh, yeah.
Gonna enjoy breakfast now.
That looks hella good. Hey, little guy. Very aesthetic. Look at those beautiful palm trees, the properties there. And then, of course, this beach with these awesome, ultra colorful and decorated beach houses. Or the little beach huts, whatever. I know, I'm sure there's probably a term that I'm getting wrong. I do apologize. That's cool. You know what's funny is these things here. These are obviously, I think, like super iconic at Brighton Beach because there's so many of them in the different colors. And I want to say, I can't confirm it, but I'll bet it's this beach. There's like a really cool, it's not fast food, it's like a smoothie place franchise called Tropical Cafe, I think. And it's here in the U.S. It might be elsewhere too. But, you know, we have them all over here in the U.S. And they always have like tropical or beach style like aesthetic inside, you know. And they always have a picture in a lot of them of these houses, and not the Australia flag ones. So that's why I don't know if it's this for sure, but I think it is. But it's, you know, a lot of these colorful houses as like a picture, you know, decorating the restaurant or the smoothie shop, I should say. This is not really a restaurant, but yeah, I always thought like, I wonder if that's Brighton Beach. I think it is. Look at this place. Wow, that is a fancy like mall then, yeah? I believe that's a mall. Shopping center, yeah. Wow. That's the biggest one in Australia, it said? Is that true? Damn, that is quite a place. Look at that. Wow. Always amazes me how they build stuff like this that's all like weird and wavy aesthetics like that, that transparent ceiling. Let's see what that caption said. Yeah, it is a nice touch. Very nice. Look at the floor. It is like immaculate. Damn, what a nice place. You know, obviously big, famous shopping centers like this will probably survive for the longest time. But, so, you know, obviously we have big name brand shopping centers like this as well. But when it comes to, like, the old-fashioned shopping malls, are those a thing in Australia where they're dying out as well? Because here in the U.S., they were just so big in the 70s and 80s, even pretty big when I was in the 90s when I was a kid, going to, you know, shopping malls everywhere you looked, especially in Illinois, they were everywhere. And it's just crazy over the course of my lifetime. They have just gone extinct almost. It's really wild. Now, there's still shopping areas, I guess, but, like, the old-fashioned shopping malls are dying out, if that makes sense. Nice. Look at all this fresh food. That's cool. It reminds me of, that's our favorite thing to do at Whole Foods. Awesome, awesome grocery store, even for U.S. We do have good stores like that, and they have awesome fresh food like that. It's really cool. Kmart. Wow, that is not a thing anymore, though. That's weird that they're still in Australia. That's crazy.
So we're at Chadstone Shopping Centre and we've walked around for almost like 2-3 hours now.
Wow.
And we're having such a great difficulty trying to find souvenirs around here. Like, what Australian souvenirs should we buy to bring back home? And somehow we landed on
Violet crumbles, nice. She's having trouble finding souvenirs, I think she said. I could barely hear her. That's funny, isn't that how it goes? You want a souvenir somewhere? That's happened to me, and then it's like, I can't find any. Pineapple fever. Ooh, nice. That looks like maybe a fruit juice or fruit smoothie place. Kiosk. Tesla in the mall? How's that work? You buy it and drive it out? Ooh, avocados. One of my favorites. Look at all those. Very nice. Oh, there we go. There we go. That is an Australian product I am very familiar with. TimTams. What's up? All the Arnott's products really, though, are just delicious. Okay, see, this is what's confusing. Everyone says, oh, everything's so big in America. You're so, like, over the top there. Dude, I've seen so many things that are bigger in Australia. I've never seen a cereal box that big. This is not the U.S. This is Australia. That is the biggest Special K I've ever seen.
You have to try the Violet Crumble. It's literally the best chocolate that I've tried so far out of like this entire selection of chocolate here. Violet Crumble.
Pretty good. It's not my favorite for the Aussie snacks, but it's good. It's unique. Look at all those lollies. That's really cool. Whoa, another elevator. Whoa. Ooh, look at that beautiful beach. St. Kilda. Look at that. That is aesthetic. Wow. Sun's going to be setting soon. That's really cool. Super clean again. I know I always say that. I'm just amazed. Because there are some clean places in the U.S. and then there are some really not clean places more often than not. Damn, that looks fun. Feel that ocean breeze. Pier, yeah, nice. Vehicles, that's cool, so you can drive on the sand, yeah? Look at that, oh, golden hour. How are those sunsets in Australia? I bet they're good. You know me, I'm a sunset enthusiast. One of the best things in life, and it's free. Look at that breeze blowing through the palms. What a nice day that looks like, yeah? Damn. I think this is going to be a good sunset. We'll see if we get to see it. Maybe not. What's this? The Palais Theater? Palais. Oh, there we go. There we go. Look at that sunset. Damn. With the silhouette of the trees and that orange hue. Very nice. Luna Park, what is this? Whoa. That was a picture we saw in the elevator earlier. This is the real place. That's cool. That is wicked. Holy crap. Yeah, that is a nice view. I'm glad that she captured that and shared it. That is very nice. Oh, the food. I bet the food in Melbourne's pretty damn good. Tons of variety, I imagine. Tons of variety. Very international city, isn't it? Plus, just the close proximity to Asia. So many different Asian foods. Oh, man. Look at that moonshot. Wow. My key? Yeah, just scan that. I don't know if it said my key. That's what it looked like it said. I'm just making it up. This is my first time in Australia and absolutely loved it. Well, good for you. This was a cool, like, kind of cool, chill vibe, like silent vlog for the most part. You just got to hear some ambient sounds and some lo-fi music, you know? Very cool. Look at that sky. Oh, she's from Singapore. Living in Singapore, life can be so fast-paced. I feel like I'm always rushing somewhere. Yeah. I mean, I would argue, from what I know, Melbourne's more of, I guess, like somewhat more of a fast-paced city for Australian standards, but still, it's in Australia. So, like, it's just a super fresh, chill, like really laid back and awesome vibe. I mean, that's what I think of, and that's what I feel like I've learned from Australia and people of Australia. That's why it's so appealing to most people, right? And I bet that was fun. Very cool. Well, this was a great suggestion. I do like vlogs like this. It's not something I react to often, but this one was really good because you get to see some on the ground point of views, and you get to see these different sites, maybe some off the beaten path things is what I really like. So you get that mix of, oh, look at this iconic landmark that everyone knows. Here it is from a, regular point of view from the ground. And then, of course, you get to see things that you don't see on postcards. And that's what I think is kind of fun about these vlogs. Let's not kid around. Melbourne has a good reputation, I would argue. I know some people probably in Australia don't like it. Some people love it. Everyone's going to have their preferences. But I think, it's definitely got a presence, and internationally, I think it's got a good reputation. I mean, it looks like a beautiful place. Definitely. I mean, it's only slightly smaller than Sydney, right? I think Sydney's the biggest city, but I think it barely edges out Melbourne. I mean, Melbourne's really big too, and it looks like it just has a lot to offer for sure. I wonder when this was filmed because the weather just looked wonderful. Everyone's in, t-shirt and shorts. There's like a nice ocean breeze. Looked really nice. Please share your thoughts and your comments on this. I would love to hear about it. Where does Melbourne rank for you? And where should we look at next? Because instead of every few months, I really want to start doing these semi-regularly here, looking at some towns and cities in Australia, just because I think it's fun and there's so much to see. Throw a like on there if you did enjoy it, of course, and subscribe to be part of this amazing community. My name is Ian. You're watching IWrocker, and until next time, y'all, I'll catch you later.